Britenet helps turn your business ambitions into reality. For nearly 19 years, we've been a trusted technology partner, delivering quality and innovation, starting with what matters most, data. This audiobook was created with the support of AI technology. We hope you enjoy listening.
Ever feel like you're drowning in information, but, still can't quite get a clear picture? You're generating more data than ever. You've got these amazing new AI tools promising the world. But sometimes when you dig in, the underlying data feels, well, messy. It's kind of like having a super fast, high-performance car, but you're trying to fuel it with questionable gas. In today's world where decisions happen so fast, good enough data, it just isn't cutting it anymore. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how data quality, which, used to be seen mostly as a technical thing, an IT problem, it's now front and center. It's a strategic must-have for pretty much every business. And the shift is, well, it's incredibly urgent now with AI booming and these complex regulations like the EU Data Act coming into play. So our mission for this deep dive is really to explore this idea of data quality by design. We'll break down what it means, the core principles, and explain why it's not just a nice idea, but probably the only way to sustainably manage your information.
That makes immediate sense. I mean, think about it. Business decisions today, they're real time, often driven by AI doing massive amounts of work behind the scenes. So if the algorithms are the engine, what happens if the field of the data isn't, top notch? The source we're looking at today puts it very bluntly. If data quality fails, systems, strategies, and innovative projects built on it will fail too. Again, it really is that fundamental, isn't it?
Precisely. And we're seeing 4 big market trends really pushing this need for impeccable data quality. First, AI and automation. These things need data that's super consistent, complete, and precise to work well, to be reliable, and importantly, unbiased. Second is customer centricity. Everyone wants that hyper-personalization, right? That amazing customer experience. Well, that totally depends on having current, consistent, and complete customer information. Third, regulations. Like you mentioned, the EU Data Act. It's going beyond just privacy now. It's mandating transparency, accessibility, control, how data is exchanged, making quality key for compliance. It's not optional. And fourth, just digital transformation in general. Data isn't just something that comes out of these changes. It's the bedrock they're built on. Bad data, your transformation stumbles.
Okay, that paints a clear picture. And it sounds like the flip side, the consequences of not having good data are pretty severe. Do the sources give examples? I'm picturing, bad analysis leading to costly mistakes, or maybe being slow on regulations and getting hit with fines. It feels like trying to build something solid on shaky ground.
Oh, it's a huge wake-up call. And the stats are pretty stark, did you know? One report found that 52% of European companies, they're struggling with data silos or just low-quality data. And get this, almost half, 49%, admit they have no formal data management strategy at all. This is what our source calls a data track. It can basically kill AI initiatives before they even start. And the hurdles companies face trying to get insights, well, 52% say they haven't invested enough in the right systems and tools. 46% point to a lack of internal talent. 43% are dealing with data stuck in different silos, not talking to each other. 38% mentioned data privacy rules as a barrier. And 36%, they just flat out lack clean data. It all comes back to that core idea. Systems are only as good as the data on which they operate. Your ERP, your CRM, your supply chain software. Junked in, junk out, essentially.
Right. So if just reacting to problems, fixing errors after they happen, is like that endless expensive game of whack-a-mole, what's the better way? The proactive solution, here's where it gets really interesting, right? This data quality by design concept. It sounds like the opposite of that reactive cleanup. For big companies with data everywhere, that old way must be incredibly costly. So what are these foundational principles? How does it actually work?
Exactly. Data quality by design, or DQBD, as it's sometimes called, means you're deliberately building quality checks and standards into your systems and processes from the very beginning. It's not bolted on later. It's part of the IT architecture's DNA. And it rests on 6 key principles. Let's quickly go through them. First, consistency. Think about it. If sales calls someone a lead and marketing calls them a prospect and finance has another term, how can you analyze anything reliably? You need uniform meaning, common definitions, standards. Without it, analytics just falls apart. Second, accuracy. The data has to actually reflect reality. Is it up to date? Is it precise? Or is it distorted because someone typed it wrong or it got messed up during a migration? If your addresses are wrong, deliveries fail. Simple as that. It's about trusting the data represents the real world. Third, completeness. Missing data. That leaves huge holes. You can't analyze properly, you can't automate effectively, your AI models won't work right. Good design means systems help ensure data is complete right at the source, no critical gaps. fourth is traceability. You need to be able to follow the data's journey. Where did it come from? Who changed it? When? Why? This is absolutely vital for audits, for fixing problems, and just for accountability. Data lineage, basically. Fifth, availability. Data needs to be there when and where it's needed. But it's not just about technical access. It's also about the business context, regulations, user roles, permissions, getting the right data to the right people securely at the right time. And finally, number 6, interoperability. Data needs to be shared and understood across different systems, maybe different departments, even partner organizations. It has to play nice with others so you can collaborate and use data across boundaries. So you see, it's less a single project and more a whole mindset shift about your data ecosystem, the payoff. Faster operations, much more accurate decisions, and way less technology debt down the line.
That really does sound like a fundamental shift. Moving from cleanup crew to architect, almost. And when we talk about putting this into practice, the sources mentioned 3 pillars: architecture, accountability, and precision. How do those translate into, actual design choices? What does that look like on the ground?
Right. Those pillars make it practical. Architecture means you're making deliberate choices across the board. IT infrastructure, how systems integrate, how access is managed. It's designing the whole system with quality in mind. And it means moving away from those big periodic data cleaning projects, which are often too little, too late, towards continuous real-time monitoring. Catching anomalies before they pollute critical reports or AI models, that's huge. Accountability is key too. This isn't just a job for the data team anymore. It needs buy-in and involvement from everyone who touches the data lifecycle: process owners, system architects, the engineers building things, the analysts using it. Everyone has a role. And precision ties it together. The focus shifts heavily to prevention. Things like ensuring data is consistent when systems integrate, defining crystal clear validation rules right where data entered, setting up real-time quality checks, and keeping that full data provenance or traceability path we talked about. It's strategic system design, not just tactical fixes.
Okay, so high-quality data isn't just a tech goal or like a tick box exercise for the compliance folks. It's clearly the foundation for effective decisions and operations, as the source says. It helps make better investment choices, plan digital transformations more effectively, cut down on tech debt risks. So what does this all mean for the actual business outcomes, the bottom line?
Well, it boils down to this. Companies don't need more data. They need better data for better decisions. That clarity, right from the planning stage of any project, helps avoid costly missteps. When your IT and business leaders are looking at the same consistent, trustworthy data, that builds a common understanding. It massively increases confidence in big transformation projects. It improves risk management because you actually know what's going on. And as we mentioned, it makes complying with regulations like the Data Act much smoother, faster, less risky. No one wants those huge fines or the hit to the reputation. But ultimately, it circles back to the customer. Better data means better service, more relevant products, quicker responses. It fuels genuine innovation.
This all sounds essential, absolutely. But how does a company even start to figure out where they stand? How healthy is their data? The sources mentioned these critical moments, big tech changes, starting AI, moving to the cloud, new regulations like the Data Act. It seems like before you even tackle something like the Data Act, you have to answer that basic question. Do we actually know what data we have, where it lives, and who can access it?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And for many, it's a tough one to answer. Ignoring it, not assessing your data health, is risky. Think about it. Data is usually scattered everywhere. ERP, CRM, analytics platforms, cloud storage. Maybe multiple versions of each potentially with its own rules, its own definitions. That leads to fragmented decisions, maybe even conflicting ones, and it can really undermine your big strategic goals. So a well-planned data health assessment, it doesn't just find problems, it gives you a reliable foundation. It shows the actual quality and consistency levels, pinpoints the urgent areas, maybe reveals best practices from others, and helps you see if your proposed solutions are even feasible. And, bringing in an external partner for this can be incredibly valuable. They offer that independent, objective view. They've seen how other companies and other industries tackle this. They bring benchmarks, and sometimes, honestly, they can help break through internal disagreements or silos just by being that neutral third party. They aren't there to replace your team, but to support them, make the process more efficient, and add credibility.
Yeah, that outside perspective could be gold for cutting through internal politics or just ingrained habits. Okay, let's zoom in then. Where does the rubber meet the road with an assessment like this? The sources lay out 7 key areas to look at. And you can look at them individually or do a big comprehensive review. Is that right?
That's exactly right. They can be tackled based on priority or altogether. And each one addresses really common pain points. Let's touch on each briefly. First, Data cataloging, the problem. Data hiding in silos, no central list of what you have, inconsistent names for the same thing. The assessment aims to create a structured map, basically. Full visibility, what data, where, what quality.
So that tackles that where is everything problem.
Just second, data quality itself. The issue here is often a lack of automated checks, inconsistent ways of fixing errors, or just finding them too late. The assessment digs into where errors are coming from and helps design systematic, real-time controls. Prevention, again. Third, access management. Problems like people having way more permissions than they need, old access rights never being revoked, unclear policies, big security and compliance risk. The assessment reviews how transparent and legally compliant your access controls are, thinking about GDPR, for example. Security focus.
Makes sense.
Fourth, data warehouses. Common issues are duplicate data bloating the system, slow performance, inefficient data loading processes. Here, the assessment checks if the architecture is really fit for purpose, how well it performs, and looks for optimization opportunities, getting the analytical engine tuned up.
Right.
Fifth, reporting systems. You often see heavy reliance on manual spreadsheet work, old tools, reports that are just plain wrong sometimes, leading to bad decisions. An assessment looks at the quality of the output, the efficiency of the process, and how much can be automated for better, faster, more reliable insights.
Streamlining that.
Sixth, migration to the cloud. A big one now. Problems include rushing the move without fully understanding costs or compliance needs in the cloud. The assessment provides a clear ROI analysis, checks security and compliance readiness, and helps create a tailored plan for a smoother move.
Crucial for avoiding cloud sticker shock or, worse, a data breach.
Exactly. And seventh, AI implementation. Given the AI boom, this is critical. The problem, often a lack of the consistent, unbiased, high-quality data needed to train AI models effectively, or sometimes just unrealistic expectations about what AI can do with the data you have. So the assessment looks hard at data availability and quality specifically for AI use cases, and checks that the organization is culturally and technically ready. And, these areas are becoming more critical because the underlying tech is growing so fast. Projections show things like AI revenue potentially hitting nearly $1 trillion by 2028, up from around $200 billion in 2018. Public cloud shows similar explosive growth. That massive scale just amplifies the need for solid data foundations.
Wow, those growth numbers really drive it home. It underscores why this isn't just a nice to have anymore. So it sounds like understanding what you already have is absolutely step one. And that assessment, it doesn't have to be this giant, scary project necessarily. Even a focused review, a quick diagnosis can point you in the right direction, helping you, as the source says, consciously set future direction rather than investing blindly and risking a lack of return.
Absolutely. And this raises an important question, really, for anyone listening. How much untapped potential, how much value is currently locked up inside your organization's data, just waiting for better quality to unleash it? Think about the innovation that could spark, the competitive edge you could gain, the confidence just from truly trusting your data.
That's a powerful thought to end on. It makes you reflect on how you engage with data every day, doesn't it? Whether it's big corporate strategy or just, managing your team's projects or even how you consume information yourself. Applying these principles could really transform things. Ultimately, it seems to come down to making better choices, starting with better data.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed it and that it helps you take the next step in your journey toward better data quality. Curious about how to improve your data quality? Contact us at britenet.eu.